Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the first installment of the Spinning Wheel Chooses My Reading Challenge. I need to come up with a better name for that, I realize now, because that does not roll off the tongue easily. I've been in a reading slump. I don't want to dedicate myself to month-long TBRs. Instead, I feel like I want to focus on shorter reading challenges / reading themes. So therefore, I have now created a spinning wheel with a bunch of different challenges on it. And every week, I will be spinning this wheel, get a challenge or theme chosen for me, and that's what I will dedicate myself to throughout the week, reading-wise. I'm doing this with no pressure, no musts, no requirements. It's just a way for me to get some sort of direction and guidance in my reading, I guess, and to get me back into reading, because I've been low-key slumping. I posted a video where I explained this a bit more and also shared what themes and challenges are on this wheel. So if you're interested in that, check that out. It's currently Sunday afternoon, Sunday the 22nd of October, I believe. And I want to choose my theme for the upcoming week so that you will get this video by Sunday next week. I also think, actually, because I've been slumping, I am thinking that I will attempt to combine this week's theme with a reading challenge of reading 50 pages a day. I have not been reading daily for weeks and I want to get back into it, so I feel like having a page goal per day might help me with that. So we're basically sitting here today so that I can spin the wheel, pick a challenge, and then you will follow me throughout the week as I vlog and attempt to read books that fit with this theme. I don't feel like I have a particular sort of mood. I'm open up for most things, so we'll see how I will interpret the results. But let's spin the wheel, okay? Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, oh my god. Ooh, oh no, ooh. I went through a lot of emotions in that one. The first theme is rereads. This wheel wants me to reread books in the upcoming week. To be honest, I was more excited about picking up new reads, but I have been eyeing a couple of books that I would like to reread. One of them is right behind me as we speak. I've been wanting to reread A Song for the Wild Built and annotate it. I've only ever listened to the audiobook, The Monk and Robot Duology by Becky Chambers. I adore it. It's wonderful. It's a sci-fi utopia with queer, non-binary representation. And I feel like, yeah, this could probably be what I need for the next few days, honestly. So this is a book I've been wanting to reread. I've also wanted to reread Twilight. So I might take this as my chance to reread Twilight. And reread the entire series, actually. I also want to reread some Fredrik Backman, actually. I want to reread Anxious People. And I also have this Jubilee edition of A Man Called Ove that I have not yet read. And it has a bunch of commentary from the author as well, and like how they made the movie and so on too. So, okay. I mean, I have some great options for rereading at least. So I'm not mad about this. I've felt in the mood to read poetry lately, but I don't own any new poetry books, but I could reread a poetry book. The one I'm considering to reread is Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I know it's your Instagram sort of poetry. I don't care. It's simple. I'm not that deep into poetry yet, but I feel like this is something I would like to read, potentially. So I might actually reread and annotate this one. Another book I've been wanting to read lately is The Picture of Dorian Gray. I read this, or like half of it, back in high school. I read it for English class, had a presentation on it, all of that. Honestly, I did not finish the book. I took most of my notes off of Spark Notes. But I have since still been intrigued by this book. It's just that sometimes you know how it is with school. Like, you don't enjoy the books you read for school, even if you think you would enjoy them. But I was recently gifted this one from my friend as a late birthday gift. And it's a shorter book as well. So even though it's like a new book for me, and I guess on my physical TBR, it would be a reread because I read it back in high school for class. So I might read The Picture of Dorian Gray as well, and I've been wanting to get to this one. So actually, I'm not that mad about this challenge anymore. I'm happy with the reread. I also think it will be a good way for me to get back into reading, because I will be reading books I have read, books I'm comfortable with, books I can quickly flip through. Okay, I'm actually not mad at this at all. I'm very happy with this. I think this is going to be great. Yeah, I'm excited now. I'm gonna reread books I love, and that's always a good thing, right? Cool. Okay, we have that thing done. Now let's get to the rest of the video. See ya later. Good morning, fam. Oh my god, my hair. I don't know what to do with it. I wanted to give you a check-in that it's Monday and I'm about to start this week's reading theme and challenge, which is rereads, and I also want to aim to read 50 pages a day. I pulled out my options and I'm very excited about this stack actually. I've decided to reread A Song for the Wild Built. I've never read it physically. The first time I read it, I listened to it as an audiobook. Loved it, gave it 5 stars, and I'm so excited to pick this one back up again. I feel like it will be sort of what I need in these darker times. I mean, since it's October and it's dark outside and gloomy and all of that. The dedication of this book is for anybody who could use a break. So I'm very excited about this one. I'm gonna annotate it as well, perhaps write in it a bit. I'm very excited. I've so far only read the prologue, but it's gonna be amazing. The book I will be bringing with me on my commute is The Picture of Dorian Gray. Might highlight some sections in it as I read, maybe. I've been in the mood for poetry, but I don't own that many poetry books and I have not read as much poetry, but I'm thinking of rereading Milk and Honey. It will get me my poetry fix, so to say. And it might inspire me to get other Ruby Kaur books, because I've been meaning to get her other books like Homebody and The Sun and Her Flowers, but I've never really taken the leap. So if I reread it, enjoy it, I might pick up her other things. And finally, this will be the trickiest one out of the bunch and will probably be a work in progress for a while, like a couple of months. But that is Smivani, or also called Twilight, but the Czech translation. It's my mother's tongue. I would say it's my third language. I know English better than I know Czech. A couple of years back, I got this from my family because I thought that, hey, if I read one of my favorite books in Czech, it will help me get better at the language, because that's basically how I started out with reading in English. I read a book I had already read, but in another language. So I thought I would do the same thing with Twilight. I had this on my shelves since then. It is very intimidating because the way I'm gonna approach this is like I'm reading a book for class or something. So I will be taking notes in it, annotating it, probably keep some sort of pad alongside it where I can write down glossary, all that stuff, vocabulary, grammar, things. I might grab my English edition of this book as well and have them side by side so I can compare them as well when I read them. Yeah. But that is the stack for the week, I think. It has some shorter books, but it has books I'm excited about, various moods, and I'm feeling good about this stack. I really am. So let's grab Dorian Gray and head to work. Hi, it's Monday evening. I've been to the gym, that's why I'm all sweaty and messy, but I wanted to give you a quick update. I've worked a bunch, obviously. Yeah, I work. That's what I do during the days. But yeah, it's been quite hectic or not hectic, but a lot. So I stayed over at work for an hour, and then I went to my class, my workout class, and I read a bit last night, so Sunday after I spun the wheel, and I also read a bit now on the bus on the way home. So yesterday I started with A Song for the Wild Built. I've basically only read the prologue on this one, but I'm so excited about it though, so I will continue to read this tonight. I read 10 pages, not much really. And then on the bus, since I'm bringing a paperback with me when I commute, I started reading The Picture of Dorian Gray. And I've decided to highlight it as I read, and I've read about 8 pages in this one. And I have already highlighted a couple of things that I could share. So I love this, how this looks. Like, isn't that gorgeous? I actually adore this edition. I've never owned one of these editions of a classic. I typically go for the black spined ones from Penguin, but I actually really like this and the feel. And first of all, I just love the first page. I don't know if it's like the original first page or whatever. So far, I really like the writing, and I really like the take on like art and artists and all of that. So I am so far a fan. I'm excited. I'm very excited, but now I'm gonna have a shower. I'm then gonna get to some journaling. I showed you this morning how I, for the last 3 weeks, I think, have been getting into writing morning pages. So basically I just sit down. The first thing I do in the morning when I get up from the bed is I sit down and write 3 pages every day. Can be about anything, and I don't really look back at it. So I have this like spiral notebook that I just will aim to fill up. On top of that, I've started to journal during the evenings as well. I will show you, I have a notebook where I write basically 1 page a day, unless there's more I feel like I want to write, just to share my thoughts about the day or things I've been thinking about throughout the day. And I feel like this is a way to clear my mind. Sometimes it might feel useless. Sometimes I have like a major breakthrough when I'm writing. It's really interesting. And I sort of like how I'm basically wrapping my day or encapsulating the day with these like 2 journaling moments, morning pages and then journaling. But on top of that, I would like to explore a bit more of, I don't know if I should call it like junk journaling, possibly. But basically making dedicated pages with some scraps and like fun stuff, and I don't know, write about my day, random things I've enjoyed, done, whatever. I used to bullet journal a lot. I think I stopped about 2 years ago, but I did it really consistently throughout my entire university time, like bullet journaling, and I really enjoyed it, but it started to get a bit more performative for me, and I started to turn more into digital planning instead of bullet journaling, which has been working great for me. I love that I have my Notion with my Life Hub, and I can plan there, I can track things. Adore it. One day I will make a proper Notion tour of my entire Notion Life Hub. But I have lately been feeling the desire to do some more physical journaling, I guess. I slowly introduced morning pages and evening journaling. I have really been appreciating that. So I feel inspired now to attempt some other type of journaling. I am considering getting a Hobonichi cousin for 2024, because I feel like having the monthly spread, the weekly spread, and the daily pages would be really beneficial for me, because it would basically combine a lot of the things I want to do. So I could use the daily pages for journaling, while I could also use the monthly and weekly spreads for general planning. So I think once I get my salary, I think I might order a Hobonichi cousin. So now shower, and then journaling, and then reading. I just wanted to update you that I believe I read my 50 pages today. I've read 40 pages in this one, and I'm fairly certain I read around 8 pages in The Picture of Dorian Gray, plus like a couple of preface pages. So I'm gonna count that as 10 pages. I'm 2 chapters in. I'm doing great. I'm loving this. It's so sweet. Dex is finally meeting Moscap, so I'm leaving that for tomorrow. And this book is so short and I love it, and I feel like that's exactly what I need. It's not even 150 pages and I'm already on page 50, which means I have less than 100 pages to go. Will I read the entirety of it tomorrow? Maybe. So happy I'm reading this one. It's perfect. I want to gift it to all my friends. She did it. She finally finished a book. I read the rest of the book today, which I think equals to 97 pages, something like that. So definitely reached the goal. I finished it. I tabbed it a bit. I underlined a few parts and I'm very happy with it. It's shorter than I remember it. The first time I read it, I listened to it as an audiobook and I felt like more happened in the audiobook than it did now because it is that short. Like, I understand that it is that short and it's like introducing us to the characters and the world and all of that. I felt like there was just more in the audiobook. I don't know. Either way, I adored it a lot. Not a complete 5-star this time. I would say like a 4.5. I'm gonna keep it as a 5 on Goodreads though. But more like 4.5. Perhaps it might be me and the way I feel like I still need to force a bit of reading. But I adore this and I need to pick up its sequel and read that one physically as well and annotate it. I've read that one once again as an audiobook, but not physically, so I need to get a hold of it. I'm very excited to continue with my other reads this week. This is a good start. I'm finally reading again. I read this book within 2 days. I'm very happy with my progress actually. I worked quite late today, stayed a bit at the office, I then got home, I then needed to do some food prep. I've then spent the last hour reading and now I'm gonna do my journaling, prepare for bed, and I might read a tad bit either from Dorian Gray or from Milk and Honey before bed. We'll see how much time I'll have. 1 book read, very happy with that. Sup friends, I'm heading to work. My apartment is a mess, but oh well, that's future Charlotte's problem. Didn't vlog yesterday, mainly because I stayed late at the office once again, working. On top of that, we had like a hackathon event, which basically means that it was sort of like a practice competition thing. Everyone basically gets a problem and like some code structure and you work with it for 2-3 hours and then you present your results and the one with the best results win. So I stayed for that, even though I didn't really participate that much. I still hang out with everyone and like had a couple of beers and stuff, so that was really nice. But I got home quite late and I've overall been feeling quite sucky about work lately. I enjoy my job, that's not it. I have a great workplace, but personally, my self-confidence when it comes to what I do has been quite low lately. I'm hoping that this will pass. And hopefully already next week I will be back on track and feel like I know what I'm doing, because lately I haven't been feeling that way because I've been working with difficult things. So I didn't have time to read yesterday, which is fine because I'm still at my like 150 pages considering I finished a book on Tuesday. But now I'm gonna head to work, meeting up with some friends after work. I filmed and edited my November TBR, so that's going up today. I just need to... Fuck, that was what I was doing. I need to prep that. Sorry. Good morning, fam. Busy weekend, busy few days. I've been busy with work, incredibly busy and stressed about it, like not feeling the best. Last night I went to a concert with my friend. We saw Darin, which is a Swedish pop artist, and that was just really cozy and quite nostalgic and fun. Tonight I'm seeing Madonna together with my mom. That's gonna be really cool. And then I actually have another concert tomorrow evening as well. I'm going to see Melanie Martinez with a friend. So yeah, a lot going on. On top of that, I'm hoping to get a lot of things done today. I'm gonna do laundry, I want to do some cleaning, I need to pick up a bunch of packages, I want to edit this vlog, I want to film another video, I want to read. So I am reading The Picture of Dorian Gray, but I'm on page 36. So like, not doing the best. I would like to get a chunk of this read, because I don't necessarily feel like bringing it with me into next week, even though the purpose of this challenge video is that there's no pressure on me completing books, but I am actually enjoying this and I would like to finish it before I start a new challenge and book, if that makes sense. We're gonna see how it goes though. I don't know really. Hi friends, Editing Charlotte here, wrapping this vlog up. I didn't have an outro. I failed with the challenge. I did not read more in Dorian Gray. That's the recap you get. If you're curious what next week will look like, which has already started in my current time today, feel free to check out the next vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you. Bye.
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after